welcome to SkySwitch University. In this session, we want to cover branding the PBX Manager portal. So from the docs side, on the left page tree, I want you to click on Branding Guide. I'm going to take you through some docs here and some forms that will help you get this completed. So you'll click on Branding the PBX Manager portal, and this is where we'll start, but let's look at what is the PBX Manager portal. Well, it is the user portal that your users, as a SkySwitch white label reseller, your users, your customers will access in order to access their user portal, their information, their voicemail, their messages, their fax. If you've set up fax for them, they'll be able to set different things, and it'll depend, of course, on the scope that you give them in the portal, but that's how they will access it. So as a user on the system, we access our portal for SkySwitch through pbx.skyswitch.com. Now I've also I'm showing you here a demo site, a demo reseller that we use called Tellogics. And on Tellogics we use the subdomain portals.tellogics.com. You see the Tellogics logo. You see the Tellogics colors, and powered by Tellogics Innovations. So this is the same page here. It's just a different URL, a subdomain, and also, of course, it's their branding information. Now that's what we're going to do for you, and that's what we're referring to as far as branding the PBX Manager portal. So back on this doc here, I do want to point out that during the process of becoming a SkySwitch reseller, you're going to receive an email from our operations department, and it's going to the title of the email is going to be SkySwitch Private Branding Information. This link here for branding the PBX Manager portal is going to take you to the same form that I'm showing you. It's also going to discuss branding the Meeting Manager portal, but we will handle that in a subsequent video. For now, we're going to focus in on branding the PBX Manager portal. So as we go back to this form, let's click on the form. Here, this is the form we're going to want you to fill out. Now, of course, one of the first things you're going to want to do is you're going to want to set up your subdomain. And you're going to want to set up your subdomain with your registrar. And that subdomain is going to be a prefix dot your domain. So like pbx.yourdomain.com, just like ours is pbx.skyswitch.com, or whatever prefix you want to use. Some of our resellers use portal, some of them use user, some use VoIP, some use voice, some use different setting or different prefixes. So you're going to want to set up your subdomain, and in setting up the subdomain, you're going to want to create a DNS CNAME record that points to this URL, nms-portals.skyswitch.com. This is how your subdomain gets tied into our system and brings your customers, your users, to the correct page. Now, in setting that up, you're going to find out that our PBX Manager portal is secure. And so as I look at pbx.skyswitch.com, you're going to see the little lock. You're going to see secure and HTTPS. It's secured by an SSL certificate. And you'll see that on this demo reseller as well, Tellogics. Secure HTTPS. And so it's secured by an SSL certificate. So the next step that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to obtain an SSL certificate. So in this form, we have a link to another docs page that talks about the SSL certificate and how to obtain one. Now you want to get one that provides multi-server. It's a multi-server certificate. You'll also you could see it as a wildcard certificate. That'll work as well. So either a multi-server certificate or a wildcard certificate. We do recommend GoDaddy, but you can use any registrar that provides SSL certificates. We do give you some information here on the extensions that are required, or at least that we needed in this one of these extension formats, and that's going to be the CSR. Now let's talk about the CSR. The CSR is the certificate signing request. So that's one of the first steps you're going to take. After obtaining the SSL, you're going to come to step 2 here after purchasing it, and you're going to click on this form. This form will provide the ability to request a certificate signing request, CSR tool here. So you fill this out, pretty straightforward information, and then after submitting the form, you're going to receive an email with the CSR. Now, that CSR is going to look like, let me take you back here. That CSR is going to look like this. It's going to have the begin certificate request, end certificate request, but this information in between is the actual CSR. Now, you're going to take this information and you're going to put it within the SSL certificate at your registrar. So if it's at GoDaddy, you'll do it through GoDaddy's portal, user portal. But if you're dealing with a different registrar, you might have to email it to them or put it within their portal. But this is the CSR, and you're going to put it in the SSL certificate within the registrar that you've obtained the SSL certificate from. The next step will be to obtain the cert files. Once you put in your CSR information into the SSL certificate in your registrar, you're then going to obtain the cert files. Now, in requesting the cert files or the certificate files, there's typically a question about what type of web server you're needing the files for. And in our case, the answer to that question is Apache. So GoDaddy will ask you that question, and probably the registrar that you're working with will ask that question. So once you do that, then you're going to submit the CRT files through the branding, the WebCentrix PBX Manager Portal form that we were just looking at. And so I'll take you back to that form. So once you obtain the certificate files, the certificate files are going to look a lot like the CSR. It's going to look like this. It's probably going to come in some kind of format like this via an email to you, or you'll be able to pull the information directly out of that registrar's user portal. But once you get the certificate files, you'll save that to your PC, your desktop, and then so now you can complete this PBX branding the PBX Manager Portal form. And if you notice right here, a couple questions down, submit SSL certificate files. And so you'll upload those files that you have obtained. So let's talk a little more about this form. You'll put in your reseller ID. Now, as a new reseller, every new reseller gets a 5-digit reseller ID. It will come in your welcome letter email. And typically it starts with a 2, but could be different, and it's a 5-digit reseller ID, and you'll want to put that in here. Then you'll want to put in the subdomain that you've decided to use, pbx.yourdomain.com or portal.yourdomain.com, or whichever subdomain you've decided to use. And again, remember, you have to create a CNAME record that subdomain points to this URL, nms-portals.skyswitch.com. Now we're going to ask you for some colors that you want to use. The background color, typically white. All F's is white in hex. These are hex codes that you can find online. All F's are all is white. All zeros is black. So that's the two ends of the spectrum of the hex codes. And then we want to know the hex code color of the upper portion of the button, and then the lower portion of the button that you want to utilize. So back on this portals.tellogics.com, this demo site, you see how the button has a top color and a bottom color. It gives it a little variation. So you're going to tell us what colors you want to use here. You're going to tell us what you want, the statement you want below here. So back on the form, that's this powered by line. So whatever you want to state there, let us know. And then we want you to upload two logos. One that is the landing page logo, which is this logo. And then there's another one that will be inside the portal at the top. Now we give you examples here at the bottom of the outside and the inside of the portal and the two different logos. And we give you some dimensions for those logos. Okay, so if you have any comments at the end, you can put those here, and then you submit the form. Now, once you submit the form, support is then going to, number one, set up your SSL certificate and get that set, and then it's going to take the branding information and set up your PBX Manager portal URL, and so that when your customers land on that page, they will see your branding information. So if you have any questions, you can open a ticket at support@skyswitch.com or through our ticket system. Thank you very much.